Hello everyone. In today's video, I will guide you through some practical experiences that are extremely easy to apply and completely free to ensure you are never scammed, not even for a penny. I promise that if you follow these steps correctly, you will avoid all forms of deception, from small scams to large ones that can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's explore the detailed content of this video. Today's topic is tips and practical experiences so that you will never be scammed, not even for a penny. Recently, scams have been rampant, from sophisticated tricks online to enticing investment invitations in real life. The press continuously reports on cases of people being scammed, from strangers to relatives and friends. During family gatherings and meetings with friends, stories about someone being scammed have become a familiar topic, repeated like a sad refrain. This makes me feel uncomfortable and heartbroken. I have noticed too many gullible people, especially among business people. This group is often targeted as they frequently face enticing but risky investment invitations, from real estate, cryptocurrency, to get-rich-quick projects. The first tip is to ask, where do they get the money to pay you? This is the most crucial step, topping the list, because if applied correctly, you can avoid 80% of the risk of being scammed, a significant number. When someone invites you to invest or participate in a project with a promise of enormous profits, this question will help you stay sharp and see through the essence of the matter. Let's take a specific example for easier understanding. Suppose you are invited to participate in a rental real estate project. They ask you to contribute $500,000 and promise to pay a 10% profit each month, which is $50,000. It sounds appealing. Invest $500,000, receive $50,000 each month, and just 10 months later, you recover your capital. Starting from the 11th month, you can freely enjoy profits without doing anything else. You might think, sounds great. Let's invest right away. But wait, before you hand over the money, stay calm and ask, where do they get the money to pay me $50,000 each month? It is very likely that this is a Ponzi scheme, a classic scam that pays later investors with the money of earlier investors. Here's how it works. Initially, they invite 10 people, each contributing $500,000, raising $5 million. They pay out $50,000 a month to these 10 people as promised, gaining their trust and leading them to recruit more friends and family. If each person brings in 10 new people, there will be 100 new contributors bringing in $5 million. They use this $5 million to pay back the initial 10 people and continue to expand. From 100 people, they call in another 1,000, then 10,000 people, each contributing $500,000, with the total amount raised reaching billions of dollars. When no one else joins, the system collapses and the scammer disappears, leaving the last contributors facing the heaviest losses, sometimes losing everything. The Ponzi scheme is not new. It has existed since the last century, yet it continues to trap thousands of people due to their lack of suspicion and overwhelming greed clouding their judgment. Therefore, remember, ask, where do they get the money to pay you? If the answer is vague, not based on actual business profits, stay far away immediately. Just this one step can keep you 80% safe, significantly reducing the risk of being deceived by empty promises. The second tip is the PCD method, developed by the Franklin Covey Organization, a renowned organization for life and business skills training. I find it extremely effective and easy to apply in every situation, not just to avoid scams, but also to make sound decisions. I have mentioned it in some business discussions before, but only at a general level. Today, I will explain it in detail with a real example from a recent scam to help you understand and apply it right away. PCD stands for 3 steps. The first step is pause. Stay calm. Don't rush to make a decision to avoid impulsive actions. The second step is clarify. Ask questions to understand the essence of the problem and gather the necessary information. The third step is decide. Make a choice based on verified information rather than emotions. Take the example of Company S. They invite you to invest $5,000 to buy a cryptocurrency mining machine like Bitcoin or Ethereum, promising that the machine will generate $50 a day without you having to do anything. They will handle electricity, operation, and maintenance costs. A rough calculation, Each month you earn 50 US dollars times 30 equals 1,500 US dollars. So it only takes 3.5 months to recoup your investment, and thereafter you can enjoy passive income forever. It sounds too appealing. Everyone wants to join right away. But let's apply PCD. First, you should pause and not rush to send money. Take a deep breath, calm down, and remind yourself, hold on, don't rush to believe. Next is clarify. Ask, which machine can mine 50 USD per day? I searched on Google, asked the person inviting the investment, and discovered they were using the L3 or S9 models, two common types in the cryptocurrency industry. Checking the performance, the S9 can mine about 350 US dollars per month, based on cryptocurrency rates at that time, minus electricity costs, about 180 to 200 US dollars per month depending on the region, leaving 150 to 167 US dollars per month, which is about 5 to 5.5 US dollars per day. So where does the 50 USD per day come from? This is a sign of a Ponzi scheme, taking money from later investors to pay earlier ones. I also asked, where is the machine located? Who operates it? Is there a maintenance contract? But the answers were often vague and unclear. Finally decide. With this information, I called the inviter. How do you explain that the S9 only mines 5 USD per day while you promised 50 USD? Where does the extra money come from? They couldn't explain and just evaded the question. I decided I won't participate. Thanks to PCD, I avoided the trap of losing 5,000 US dollars. This method is simple but effective. It only requires you to slow down a bit to think, ask questions, and verify information before making a decision. It applies not only to investments, but also to all choices in life, from shopping to signing contracts. The third tip is to verify the information, a simple but extremely important step to protect yourself. When someone invites you to invest, take time to research the company or individual. Here's how. You can Google the company name and spend a day reading all relevant articles, from mainstream media to forums and social networks. You will see both positive and negative information, such as whether the company has been accused of fraud or showing unusual signs. Compare a day spent checking versus the risk of losing hundreds of millions. Which would you choose? Clearly, taking the time is the safer option. For example, with Company S, a Google search will reveal many articles warning about Ponzi schemes, and you may discover that the main business is unrelated to cryptocurrency or that the company was only established a few months ago. This is a sign of an untrustworthy organization. Just with this step, you have already avoided significant risk and eliminated ghost projects from consideration. The fourth tip is to check the contract, the final step to ensure absolute safety. Even after verifying the company's credibility, you still are not entirely safe. When investing, the contract is the determining factor for your rights. Read it carefully and consult a lawyer. Request to take the contract home for a day to read it thoroughly. Then hire a lawyer to check the risks. They will point out unfavorable clauses, such as ambiguous legal liabilities, unclear profit sources, and guide you on renegotiating with the other party. If the other party doesn't agree to make amendments, don't invest. For example, with the contract from Company S, a lawyer might identify ambiguous clauses about the profits. Promised 50 US dollars per day, but does not specify where the money comes from, or a lack of protection clauses for investors if the project fails. Paying a lawyer might be cheaper than losing a large sum of money to fraudulent companies. This is a smart insurance method that gives you absolute peace of mind. With these 4 tips, ask about the source of money, use PCD, verify information, and review contracts. You won't be scammed out of even a single dollar. I hope you apply these tips. Share them with family and friends to protect them from scams like Project S, where the perpetrator fled, leaving hundreds of victims in debt. From today onward, be more alert, differentiate right from wrong, and master the tools to protect yourself. Thank you for watching. See you again in the next videos.